Hello and welcome back to another installment of Poke Fodder. Today is Monday. What I am expecting is for probably in a couple of hours after I post this video, there to be a maintenance announcement and also an announcement about buffs. I do expect there to be some buffs and some changes to figures. Now, there's been a lot of theories thrown around as to what the next banner is going to be. And I honestly don't know. I would say I can't remember off the top of my head what the other like sort of leaked figures were. If you will remember, I did a video, and if I can remember, I will put a link to that video here on this video. But there were like faded out, and it had like the Mega Tyranitar and the Mega Aggron. So I would imagine that one of those two figures are going to come out, but because I don't know if Mega Tyranitar changes form, like type, it's a dark type, and I believe, is it ground or rock? It's either ground or rock. I think it's rock. Maybe it's ground. But anyways, I would imagine that one of those two figures are going to come out, and we already had a gym. My guess is rock, just because there are so few rock figures. Maybe a rock grass. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I don't even know that it needs to be a thing because I don't anticipate having another gym this month. We've already had the boat, we've already had the gym, we have a tournament and maybe a team event. And that would kind of round out the end of the month. But what I want to do today, and anyway, so expect that to happen, maintenance on the 17th, or on the 18th, 17th in the US, and then the new banner coming out on the 18th. And I anticipate probably like the $8.99 or $7.99 gem sale as well. And that's kind of all that I'm really expecting out of this next maintenance period. I did a video for today. If you watch my live stream on Sunday, I said I was going to use the Reuniculus deck, and I did a video on the Reuniculus deck, and I might still post that. But I'm redoing my video, and here's why. If you'll notice my ranking, it's 3,000, and I've always been a big proponent of ranking doesn't necessarily always equate to your skill level in Pokemon Duel. And I did the Reuniculus deck, and I didn't like it. And the reason why I didn't like that is because I've had just horrendous RNG lately. Just like probably the worst stretch of RNG. And I've had a couple of relatively bad stretches during my Pokemon Duel career where it just felt like no matter what, I was going to lose a roll. And it got me in the mindset of just expecting to lose every roll. And I feel like that kind of came through in my video, and that's not the type of video that I want to put out. That's not even the type of player that I want to be. It just so happens that when you're tilted and you're in the mindset of I'm going to roll miss, or I'm going to roll my purple into their gold, it just makes for really bad content. And I didn't like the quality of what I was putting out. And having said all that, I might still put it out so you can just see. But the thing is I'm making bad plays because I'm not thinking clearly, and I'm expecting the worst, and it's altering the way that I'm playing the game. And you've got to fight through that. And I know it's way easier to say, hey, you got to fight through it, than it is to actually fight through it. But I want to do a video that is actually informative, and I felt like my Reuniculus, I was stuck on the I'm going to lose this roll, and like I said, I don't want to do that video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if Guzzlord has a place in the UB deck. And I apologize in advance. I've tested this a few times, and one of two things has happened. Either A, like I said, I get just horrendous rolls. And because I'm using an Ultra Beast deck and I'm ranked so low, that people bad move me and just run out the clock instead of taking the goal. Which, I don't know, does that make them feel better that you win every roll and then you show up your opponent? I guess that makes you feel like, look how cool I am? I don't know. The other thing that happens is I win the rolls that I should be winning, and my Ultra Beast deck absolutely demolishes the poor 26 and 2700 player that I'm going up against. And then they just let the time run out because they're mad that I'm running a deck that should be closer to 4K and not sitting at 3K. And that's kind of where we're at. But here's what I want to do. When Celesteela came out, the Rendezvous just took Pokemon Duel by storm. Everybody says, like, this is the most broken figure in the game. I don't necessarily think that Celesteela is the best figure in the game. I think it's a really good figure, but I think there are better figures, just first and foremost. But everybody was quick to drop Guzzlord. And now that I'm thinking about this, and maybe it's overthinking, I think Guzzlord still has a role in a UB deck. So let me go over kind of how I see this deck running and working. And then we'll open it up to discussion down in the comments. Or if you want to hit me up on Discord, feel free to do that as well. Or you hit me up on Twitter, man. If you want to make a donation on Patreon, you know what? Just find a way to get in touch with me, man. We'll get something. We'll get a conversation going about this. But here's how I see it working. I've got my Kartana. Kartana will allow me to do something with cracked figures. I have forgotten. Let me go look. Here I go, starting to talk about a deck. If it's about we already know about that. Okay. If it knocks out a Pokemon with a cracked mark on it, excluding fire type, that Pokemon moves to Ultra Space. Quick question. Kartana doesn't affect fire types with its Ultra Space movement. And Beware and was it Stuffle? Fire types are excluded from having their damage halved. Why is that? What is it about the fire types that keep them from having their damage halved with these three figures? Two for sure. I think Beware has the same thing. I know Stuffle has. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked there. But if we look at that, so that figure benefits loosely off of Buzzwole, which can drop a cracked marker onto an opponent. Probably not really going to happen, but it is possible. We have Nihilego, which is going to give weight, but Buzzwole, also one of the first Ultra Beasts to completely get dropped in lieu of the noob figures, works well with Mighty Sphere. So now how I see this deck working is Nihilego can give weight, Guzzlord can hop over them, send them to Ultra Space. That's going to buff up my figures. And the argument is going to be, but if your opponent attacks into Guzzlord and lands the blue move, the figure is going to come back, and you're right. But with Mighty Sphere, when they come back, I get to choose where they go. I can put them in position where they're going to get surrounded, or I can put them in position where I'm just going to hop back over them. So it doesn't really benefit them that much, and I get to choose what is more advantageous to me. Is it better to resend their figure back out to Ultra Space, or is it better for me to capture their figure by putting it somewhere that I can then surround it on the next turn, and then it goes into my PC, thus moving a potential figure that I want and need from my PC onto my bench that then I can bring back out. I hope you guys are following me in that, because I think this could work. Now here we go. This is where the true test comes in. Can I get it to work in league play? And a lot of times I will see in the comments, especially when I'm ranked down where I'm ranked right now, people will say, you know, that won't work against 36 and 3700 players. And that may be right, but I can't control that. All I can control and all I can do is show you how a deck is supposed to work and the theory behind that deck. So we'll see if it actually works or not. And here we go. So I'm going to open up. I'm actually going to just drop my Mighty Sphere. I'm not a huge fan of opening up with Kartana. I think it's pretty weak, and I don't know that it really helps you out a whole lot. Buzzwole is going to get duty of goal protection. And where do we want to go? What does he have? 113 and 103. I'm actually going to do this. And he does have Ampharos. I guarantee Mega Ampharos is there. How many Mega Ampharos plates is he running? 2. So what I want to do is I'm going to long throw my Celesteela. What I want to do is I want to get Ampharos booted out to Ultra Space. That is my ultimate goal here. My other goal, also what I'm doing, is I'm waiting until he triggers his Electro Energy before I bring out. We're gonna drop you there before I bring out my Nihilego. He's probably got this level 10. It's all into the blue, but I don't care. Because if I can land, I've got a lot of positive rolls here. I've got a lot. I'm going to break my rule here. I'm going to break rule number 2, and it doesn't matter. Okay. We'll take the knockout. Rule number 1, in case you don't remember, is if your opponent has Nebby, cover your goal. Rule number 2. That doesn't really do a whole lot for Celesteela. Rule number 2 is if you double chance and you win on you have a winning roll on the first one, don't re-roll it. That's rule number 2. I'm kind of working on a 10 commandments of Pokemon Duel. Uh-oh. Where did my Wi-Fi go? That's, that is completely random right there. Okay, we're back. I don't have any idea what just happened there. Okay, we are going to be electrocuted. What does he have? We're way down on time now. No hurdle jump. So I'm going to bring out here. I'm going to have to start playing a lot faster. Let's go with a rendezvous right here. That would be nice. Gyro ball. Oh, because it's only because the eel is only 1 MP. All right. All right, I see how it is. I'm going to go ahead and cover up my goal. I do have a max revive, so we are going to bring out Celesteela back to the board. Max revive. Yes. I don't need my Nihilego right now. I do have a scoop up though, so if I do bring out my Nihilego, I can always redo it. Double chance going down, okay. Call signal, 142. So he got plus 10 damage. Oh, because there's, okay. Because there's 1 paralyzed figure and Ampharos is on the board. Brutal Swing is going to go away. We are going to miss. But I'm going to march up the field. Getting ever closer to that Ampharos. I'm actually quite surprised that my opponent's not doing anything to get Ampharos out of the way. I guarantee he's going to move Ampharos on this turn. Like, there was no way he was going to let my Celesteela get anywhere near his Ampharos. Okay. We're just going to try this again. Flame Gun would be nice. Wow. So lucky. So lucky. 137 is going to be good enough. That works. I'm still going to try to knock out this eel. That works. All right. So now the eel is gone. He can Mega Ampharos and pull his eel back, and that's fine. I'm going to take over his entry point. I'm actually not. I'm actually going to go right here. I don't remember. Did I already use my long throw? I did. Okay. The reason why I did that is because I want to set up, if he attacks into my Guzzlord and I roll blue, I want to set up the trap. My opponent rolled blue. And now I'm going to go over here. Pretend like nothing is going on, nothing happening over here. Don't worry about my figure. I'm going to try to get this round. Ooh, that was not welcomed at all. So I'm going to go and attack here. And this is kind of what I mean by, like, I'm not getting anything that resembles a good roll right now. Like, just it and I'm not going to go into it, but that's what I mean. As you can see on this, just the rolls are just not really happening for me. And as I say that, we get a favorable roll. You know, a wait would be nice here. Call signal doesn't really matter right now. We're going to try this one more time. Call signal still, it doesn't matter. That would have been a good one to land for my opponent to land a cracked marker into. If I rolled my chest repulse, he had the possibility of rolling a cracked marker there. All right, so let's take my Celesteela and just start marching it up the field, one by one. I believe on the next attack, this little eel thing is going to be doing plus 30 additional, so it should be what, plus 60? No, just plus 30. Did I roll blue? I can't even remember. See what my opponent wants to do here. And I've made up a ton of time. That's always good. I will say that this Ultra Beast deck feels a little slow. Especially once Guzzlord and Celesteela are both 1 MP. It starts to feel really slow. Okay. I'm going to go up here and try to attack from 2 away. Nice. We get a good roll. And now I'm threatening to surround his eel. Electros. I call it an eel. And my opponent didn't see it. This will be interesting to see what happens here. That was most unfortunate. But we're going to take that away. I'm going to end my turn there. And then I'm going to bring out my Guzzlord. Let's see what happens here. He's going to go with his other Mega Ampharos. Very risky play by my opponent here, because when I get my Celesteela back out, and that's fine, that's pretty meaningless. I'm going to apply pressure with my Nihilego. Okay. Brutal swing. We're going to slide him up. Hopefully that's going to put an end to his attacking. He's going to try. We'll bring Celesteela out. I'm just excited I caught up on time here. He's going to go after it again. It's okay. Definitely not going... Oh. I didn't realize that was the last turn. I was going to move up, but no such luck. We're going to just press forward here. He should drop down with Zapdos, but he doesn't want to. And I'm actually going to take this opportunity to try to go for a call signal. Perfect. So he gets his eel back, but I'm going to take his Zapdos. Okay. He has nobody in Ultra Space. So it's going to allow me to keep pressing forward here. I think I still have Flame Gun active, so Flame Gun could be a really nice option. Instead, we're going to get Fly and get the Surround. Now, he has no more Mega Ampharos left. Remember that. Rendezvous would be great. Rendezvous it is. Now, what I want to do, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move up with my Guzzlord, because if I can land my blue... Oh, he quit. He went through all that trouble, and then he quit. Interesting. Well, I'm glad that he at least just quit instead of waited out the timer there. Let's try one more. And what never came into play there at the end of that game was I left my Nihilego next to my Formosa, because if my opponent comes out and attacks my Guzzlord and I roll blue, I can either put my opponent, it leaves me options. I can put my opponent's figure right between Formosa and Nihilego and capture him, and then I don't remember who was in the PC, but that Kartana maybe, and that would have brought them out for me. Or I could have dropped them on the upper inner circle right there. And he's got a lot of runners. So what I want to do is I'm actually just going to play defensive here. I could have, since my Guzzlord was there, I could have put him there and then hopped over, sent him to Ultra Space. And at the same time, I'm actually going to attack here, because even if it doesn't go well, I would still be able to put my Kartana on goal. So it was Kind of a risky play, but it was a mitigated risk. Anyways, I hope you guys followed all that of what I was trying to say with, and I'm going to long throw that there. And then when he brings his Ghastly to my entry point, then I'll take Kartana and cover up my goal. Easy stuff here. I am a little bit concerned with Greninja. Greninja could definitely roll gold into my purple, but he went the wrong way. And now I'm going to set up the cheese. I'm going to set up the rocket ride up to the entry point, and then set up the double chance call signal for the quick victory. That's not even going to bring Guzzlord into play. Does he have max revive? He does not. I think it's still worth it. I think it's still worth it. So I'm going to go there. If he'd had max revive, I would have had to go to his entry point. But because he doesn't have max revive, this is going to leave me more options. Because now he's going to have to goal block. I guess he could just straight attack with Solgaleo. I really can't see him attacking with Greninja. And nothing else can reach. He could hurdle jump. He could goal block. I can't see hurdle jump being the answer. I think he has to goal block. And he's going to goal block with Leo. And I think that's good enough odds. Like, my blue is going to be everything on his wheel, obviously. But he has no blue. Ooh, that was bad. And that was bad as well. Unfortunate there. Unfortunate. Let's see what he wants to do. Does he want to take Greninja? He's got time. He doesn't need to go wake up his Leo right away. I'm going to take Guzzlord and bring Guzzlord out. And then Nihilego. Nihilego will come out maybe third. Okay, yeah. Or last, not even third. So bring Nihilego out. I can still hit. I still have my max revive. And so if my, and I'm going to actually save my max revive, because if Nihilego gets sent back to Ultra Space, I'm going to want to bring Formosa out to give me the options of. Okay. That was interesting for sure. And there we go. That's exactly what I was talking about. We are going to need. The good news is this guy is doing a truckload of damage. Was that plus 58? So his bonus was higher than his attack. And as such, I'm just going to try to use his strength to muster my way, to brute force my way down the field. I am going to bring Formosa out here in just a second. He's 4 MP, so I'm actually going to wait. Let's see if I can get a knockout here. Brutal swing. We're going to back him up 1. This might be a good time to bring Formosa out, but I don't want to get Formosa. He does have hurdle jump. Okay. Let's try Greninja one more time. No. Greninja's not having any of it. try this again. No dice. No dice at all. If he knocks out my Kartana, I will have to max revive my Formosa and cover goal. I still think, I mean, Greninja's his weak spot. I just can't land an attack. And I can't land a physical into a physical. When I do land a physical, it's into when he does roll a physical, I always roll blue. All right, let's try this again. The game is telling me stop attacking. That's what the game is telling me. And I can't let his Leo get onto my goal. We'll try one more attack here. Nothing. Stuck rolling blue for days. I already used my long throw. So I'm going to be forced to bring out my Nihilego here. Actually, you know what? Okay. Finally got physical into physical. That was tough sledding there for a minute. Now he should bring his Greninja down to here. That's what he should do. He does not. I have to move over. I'm getting myself trapped, and I can't do anything about it. Like, I really need to land physical into physical here. Like, really need to land that. All right. Man! Like, it shouldn't be that difficult, really. I wonder if he's just going to hurdle jump right here. No. And bring Coco out. Man. There's way too much necessary, like, mandatory attacking going on for the amount of blue that I have on my deck. And I can't believe that I allowed myself to get pinned in this far. But he's just going to bring his Ghastly out. Alright, now I have to max revive. I have to put some pressure on him. Like, I don't want to put my Formosa way out there with Leo coming on. If Greninja was coming on, I'd be okay with this. But, like, I'm not a fan of what is happening here. We have to roll blue. Oh. Wow. Okay, so now I'm threatening his goal. And he doesn't have goal block. One, two, three, four. Wow. Now if he hurdle jumps, I'm hoping he can't do math. Because I can go 1, 2, 3, 4 and surround. Okay. Can I knock out Greninja on one try instead of like 7? No. This is going to be like 7 tries. Another option here, depending on what my opponent does, but the option I have is attacking with Formosa, hoping for a call signal, and then the... Oh, I can't though, so that's no good. But I am glad to see that he backed off. You can't surround Ghastly, so that's not going to work. Okay, 173 works. Okay. So now, I guess I could still attack and go for my blue. That's what I don't want happening. So I'm going to back up. I'm going to play defensive there. Because what I don't want happening is his Coco parking right next to my Kartana. That's bad for business. But I definitely want to get somewhere. That was an interesting play. Let's go here. Okay. It's not the end of the world. Now we're going to be able to scoot him back one. God, I hope he doesn't roll Destiny's Bond. Okay. That's good enough. And now with Buzzwole, I can take over his entry point. That sets up the board a little bit better for me. It's a far cry from where it was earlier in the game. All right, so now we're going to do that. Let's see. Okay. So we do knock out the Coco. Cocos have become the bane of my existence with the amount of times that they roll blue. We'll put Formosa here. If it comes down with Leo and I survive, Guzzlord survives, then I think that's a good opportunity to attack into DOA and try to land 2 call signals. I think this is a good time. This is risky, actually. He got the slip, okay. Now, he's kind of in a lose-lose because he's either going to slip or re-roll me and I roll call signal. Nope. Had I landed call signal, I could have put a figure right there. But he has invisibility cape. Ha! That was pretty cool. He does have invisibility cape, which you never see run, but had I moved my Formosa over to attack Greninja, if it didn't work out for me, then he could have used his invisibility cape and surrounded my Formosa. And really, Formosa is the most important figure on the board for me right now, because it is the only opportunity I have to bring my figure back. Greninja's about the safest bet. Okay. I'm cool with that. Who do we get back? We get Nihilego back. Okay. All right, so things are starting to look up. My opponent only has a minute left. The smart person, and I'm not a smart person, but the smart person would back off. And play defense at this point. So if he hurdle jumps, I can move over here to block that off. And that's actually what I'm going to do anyways. We'll probably advance down. Totally expected. And like I said, I'm just going to back up here. He'll probably take over entry point. I can't see him going around the corner. And that is fine, because I'm going to kind of go full defensive mode here. I can actually win this roll, unless I roll miss. Goodness gracious. I still think that, I mean, that's still my best bet right there. And we'll go right there. So now his entry points are secure. He has 30 seconds left. If I lose rolling 84, it's not the end of the world. Okay, he's not going to slip off of that. Okay. I mean, the better play there was attacking Leo with Celesteela. Ooh. But I'm okay rolling Call Signal. I can't complain about that because as long as I'm rolling Call Signal, he can't knock me out. And if he wants to respin me, if I roll Call Signal again, that's fine. If I don't, that's fine too. So I actually have no bad outcomes there. And this should secure the win if as long as we don't get knocked out. Because I can't fly. 17 seconds. I feel pretty good about this game, but I don't feel good overall because like my opponent wasn't using that great of a deck. And as you can see, like this has not been easy by any stretch of the imagination. We are going to switch you with... Wait, I didn't mean to do that. I thought that was Guzzlord. But oh well. Same difference at this point. At this point, it's pretty academic. Unless I roll purple and he rolls gold. And let's go for Rendezvous. Didn't happen. We're actually going to get sent back as well. 6 seconds left. He has one figure on the board. I feel pretty safe here. But like I said, not the strongest deck that you will ever face in my opponent. And was in some mild amount of trouble there for a while. Absolutely never broke the game open for sure. But that's the way the Ultra Beasts are. If you don't get call signals, like they kind of fall apart pretty quickly. But nonetheless, we did pick up a victory. Winning is better than losing. So there you go. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Guzzlord really didn't come into play a whole lot there. A couple nice brutal swings. But I don't know that it ever landed its blue and brought another figure back. Did I hop over? I can't even remember if I hopped over a figure. I think I did in the first game. I think I hopped over one of his figures and took it. Oh yeah, his Tracheon. And that's a pretty big deal. I'm not going to lie. Because Tracheon is a nice counter. I wouldn't even call it necessarily a counter. But it really slows down what players who run Ultra Beast decks want to do, which is banish their figures and bring them back with the blue. And Tracheon, Rowlet, those kind of figures limit the amount of that's possible. And you have to think and create different matchups than you normally would go after. So the ability to remove Tracheon without having to roll a blue was a pretty big deal, especially once my opponent had used up both of his Mega Ampharos plates. I think he used them up way too early, but that's all that I've got for today. Let me know what you think. And there might be, this could all be moot in a couple days if another Ultra Beast is released. So keep that in mind, and until next time.